It's all fallen on me.
As has Jamie repeatedly, according to Stannis.
Yeah. No, he did it.
Emotional damage.
Yeah. And I'm not on drugs.
I'm not on drugs.
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to our channel. We are watching Game of Thrones Season 2, Episode 2. We are so happy to have you here. If you haven't ever been here before, you guys can check out a bunch of other reactions that we do. We do Mandalorian. Moon Knight should be completed by the time you're watching this. And we also have done the Batman reaction. There might have even been a movie reaction, another one already posted. If not, we do plan on getting the one soon. If you guys want to stay tuned for more, please hit that subscribe button. It would mean a lot. If you like what you're watching, hit that like button. Before we get into the episode, Isaiah, what do you remember from the last one?
Whew. Man, Season 2, Episode 1, man. Great premiere episode for the season. I can only imagine watching that live as the episodes were coming out. Crazy events
You have to
happened.
wait.
I mean, let's get one thing straight. You know, Baelish, Littlefinger, kind of tested his luck with the queen. I'm gonna say the queen because she's not married to Joffrey, but
No, they call her the Queen Regent. That's the mother of the king is the Queen Regent.
Listen, he tested his luck with the Queen Regent. He said knowledge is power. She proved to him that she could have him killed in an instant.
Oh, Baelish, right?
Littlefinger, Baelish. She proved to him that she could have him killed in an instant. Basically, watch your tongue around me because I will get you killed. I mean, Rob just made crazy terms for Joffrey, basically saying that he wants the bones of his father, he wants the remains of the troops that served him to get a proper burial, but more importantly that the North will be receding. It will be its own kingdom that he rules. He's the king of the North. Arya and oh my god, I forgot his name again.
You got this?
Gandalf. No,
okay. Gendry.
They might be running into trouble because Joffrey just killed off bastards that were any bastards of his father after he had a conversation with his father. His father, after he had a conversation with his actual mother, where she said, you know, anyone will denounce her name and everything for claims to the throne. Where he said, I'm the only one with claim, and it got his wheels spinning. Like he has other children. Okay, well, perfect. I'll get them all killed. Which, you know, that's a so now they're gonna probably be hunting Gendry and Ari. Stannis made the statement that, you know, either everyone will bow to his knee or he will take them out. He doesn't care. He's the king. He's the rightful heir, which he is. He's the rightful heir to the throne. So you're gonna bow to him or you're gonna face the repercussions for it. And he has a woman that we don't really know much about chirping in his ear. Had them burn sigils of the old gods in replace of a god, not the new gods, a god, Lord of the Light. And Jon, you know, Lord Commander, basically pulled him to the side and said, you want to be a leader someday, you need to lead, you need to learn to be a follower. And so, I mean, other than that, I mean, I kind of feel like
Joffrey did know, or at least heard of rumors that there were other children.
Yeah, he did hear
he
it.
Kind of thought about the fact that maybe they could claim the throne at some point.
It drove him to actually kill them, and so we got to see a baby get executed. So that was, I was a little hard to watch.
Well, presumably Joffrey ordered them to be killed because we've seen the King's Guard go at it. So obviously at this point,
orders were, you know, the one woman asked, she said, you know, this is Lord Baelish's spot. The leader said, orders. We got orders. Orders from who? From someone that doesn't care what Baelish has to say or thinks. That's a very rough translation of what they said, but I mean, a lot happened. A lot of crazy stuff happened, and I mean, I'm excited to get into Season 2, Episode 2, The Nightlands. You know, if you guys enjoy the reaction, like, subscribe, and share. But I mean, other than that, Cam, you have anything else to say before we get into it?
Yeah, Zay does have a Twitch, and we'll talk more about that in the post-episode commentary, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And other than that, let's get into it.
Oh, he's pissing.
A man has a thirst. A man does not drink for a day and a night. A boy could make a friend.
I have friends.
A man does not choose his companions. These two, they have no courtesy.
Get us beer!
Should have asked nicely.
Come closer, and I'll shove that stick up your bunghole and fuck you bloody!
Yoren said none of us were to go near those three.
Hurry!
They don't scare me.
Then you
In other words,
scare me.
I'm a child abuser. That's pretty much what he just said.
I'll shove that stick up your ass.
We're looking for a boy named Gendry. Anyone turning him over will earn the king's reward.
They're looking for Gendry.
Wrong.
Gendry.
Is it Gentry or Gendry?
Oh boy, fuck me. Hey guys, leave the comments below if it's Gendry or Gendry. I think it's actually Gendry. So I apologize if I've said Gendry because I know I've had, but I really don't know for sure. But I think it's Gendry, and if I was wrong and it is Gendry, then. Or if I was wrong and it is Gendry, I'm sure you guys have let me know by now.
Time, but your friend keeps me
Oh, the eunuch was smashing her?
Speaking of your bravery, in the victory against the Stark auxiliary forces.
It was quite a battle.
The eunuch was getting...
Of course he was smashing her. What do you mean?
The Northerners are such fearsome warriors.
Tyrion's gonna be pissed.
I don't think Lord Varys likes fish pie.
How can you tell?
Have you ever heard
can
of fish
always
pie?
tell.
I feel like it's disrespectful as shit.
Advantages get the best of us.
Make a
fisherman of him yet?
I am glad your new friend was able to accompany you
You
to
ever
the
have a fish
capital.
waffle?
If I ever asked my girlfriend if can I taste her fish pie, I think she'd punch me in the face. She'd be like, excuse me?
The storms come and go. The big fish eat the little fish, and I keep on paddling. Come, my lord. We shouldn't keep the queen waiting.
I think he already did come.
He has more spirit than his father, I'll give him that.
You've perfected the art of tearing up paper. Give him his father's bones back, at least, as a gesture of good faith.
You'll give the Starks our reply, cousin.
I will, Your Grace.
Did you see my brother when you were the Starks' guest?
Cousin?
If you speak with him, tell him he has not been forgotten.
I will, Your Grace. Safe travels, cousin.
Cousin. They keep saying cousin.
Yeah, he's a Lannister.
How do you kill a dead man?
Fire.
Apparently you burn him.
One trip to the wall and you come back believing in grumpkins and snarks.
One fuck with your brother and you think that you're better than everybody. I don't. It's fucking ridiculous.
Night's Watch is the only thing that separates us from what lies beyond the wall.
I have every confidence that the brave men of the Night's Watch will protect us all.
Here's the thing. If Snow wasn't at the wall, I would hope that everyone at the wall dies just so they get punished. I hate when people talk shit like that. It's like,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Just so they
got
realize how
us.
stupid.
They got us. Yeah, so they realize how dumb they are for it.
Khaleesi.
A horse rides.
To let them know there's something maybe that way.
There's the head.
You don't need to see this.
His blood
It's the most non-reaction to a head that I've ever seen.
You don't need to see this.
They don't like the idea of a woman leading a Khalasar.
They will like it far less when I am done with them.
Oh,
Dude, she's with the action. That's what's crazy. She's about that shit. At least you have the horse.
I think you're being a bit
Khaleesi-
too optimistic in that situation.
Khaleesi lost Cal and his horse just to get a vegetable cow to have to kill.
Why are
that
you so
one.
against this poor lady grieving over her dead?
Khaleesi
You're just like,
lost-
oh, that's nothing.
She lost her husband, his horse, and then her vegetable husband. She got
And her son. You forget about that.
So what? So she's worried about one. She lost 4 bodies in one second.
Oh my gosh.
She lost 4 bodies and had to get 3 resurrected as a dragon.
You can't just compare them. I'm gonna
I
remember
can. If
dude,
that's her wife, All right. You're gonna compare your loss to your wife to someone losing their wife, child, and then let's say that they brought their wife back and it died again. You're gonna compare that to your one loss?
No one's comparing it but you. Who's comparing
I have to.
Why?
Gotta.
No. Just fucking let her grieve. Oh my gosh.
She's grieving over one body, dog. Dude,
bro, what? Imagine your mom dies and somebody comes up to you and they're like, "Are you gonna cry? Your mom died. I grew up and all my family died," and you're like, "What the fuck does that have to do with me?" Like,
I'd be like, "Damn, dog, you get." What
would your tears go back up in your eyes? Like,
yeah, I'd probably suck them up. Like,
the man was a traitor. He tried to buy my loyalty.
A fool. He had no idea you were already bought.
You drunk? Not have my honor questioned by an imp?
Ooh, be careful. He stole the hand of the king.
There's a ship leaving for Eastwatch by the sea tonight. From there, I'm afraid it's rather a long walk to Castle Black. I hope you enjoy the wall. I found it surprisingly beautiful. In a brutal, horribly uncomfortable sort of way.
The lads will escort you. The streets aren't safe at night, my lord.
So the wall...
I command you to arrest this cutthroat.
His name is Brom, and he is the new commander of the City Watch.
Boys?
So the wall extends, out until it gets to a body of water. Eastwatch is the very east on that body of water. So he's sending him to Eastwatch, which is at the very end of the wall where it goes into water. And he's like, it's going to be a long walk to get to Castle Black.
The Night's Watch doesn't take girls. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, that's true. You're still a girl.
I am not.
Yeah, well, pull your cock out and take a piss then.
Checkmate. Literally checkmate.
And I've been pissing in front of you and everything. I should be calling you Milady.
Do not call me Milady.
As Milady commands.
Oh my god.
It's unladylike.
All right. Gentry's got a little comedy aspect to himself.
You make it to stay in a castle tonight.
She's breathing heavy, like he's doing something crazy.
I brought you a proposal from Robb Stark.
Who gave you those clothes?
Here's my thing.
Was it Ned Stark's pleasure to make you his daughter?
Ooh.
I'll not have my son dressed as a whore.
He was just staring at a fire? Like, how long was he sitting there? He was just sitting there at a fire.
He's doing it again.
How did you get past the guards?
Anything with a cock is easy to fool.
My dear.
Yara?
So good to see you, brother.
Yeah, I let you really feel that one out. I let you get into it. I let you get all about it. I knew what was going to happen, and I was like, "Ooh, yeah, you like that?"
Fingering her, wasn't he?
Yeah, something like that.
After your new father killed him.
He had no idea. And your ass was all for it. You're like, "Hey, he's trying all this shit." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, he is.
She's commanded men. She's killed men.
Nah.
Who she
You don't
is.
let your brother finger yourself, bro? Well,
What?
if you were her, you'd let your brother finger?
Okay, yeah, no, what she did was weird.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm talking about. Jesus Christ.
And she just did it to say for a cool entrance. That was it. She just did it to be like, ha ha.
You won't stand a chance against the Lannisters on your own.
Who said anything about the Lannisters?
Oh, the Starks, maybe? Perhaps they want to go against?
It's not sounding good. He's not on drugs. No.
If you know, you know.
Don't say that to that. That's just.
I'm not on drugs.
Yeah, okay. Now it's just, we're digging ourselves deeper now.
No, I'm not on drugs. Oh, shit.
Yeah, right.
One thing. I want the queen.
Queen?
Cersei. I will fuck this blonde queen and I'll fuck her well. I'm not going to rape her. I'm going to fuck her.
As if she would just let you.
You don't know how...
Clearly. It's a great point to make.
The one true God is what's between a woman's legs. And better yet, a queen's legs.
Is he wrong? Is he wrong?
Promise you the gold. I promise you
So
the
you
gold.
have an answer.
I cannot promise you the queen.
I do have an answer, but I will not reveal the answer.
You believe your king can win. He is the
This
one
just
true
in.
king.
Cameron believes the only God is between a woman's legs.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, okay. So then, I answered your rhetorical question then. So it's not between women's legs.
Have a sale.
I believe I don't know.
This is God
That's what I
wanted.
believe. And that's the answer. I don't know. But I'm open.
Too blind to see. Let me teach you how to read.
Oh, you and your mother.
It won't take...
It's between women's legs, according to Cameron.
No, don't quote me.
It wasn't you who gave the order, was it? Joffrey didn't even tell you.
She's submitting to it. So it wasn't Joffrey.
I imagine that would be even worse.
He did what needed to be done. You want to be handed the king? You want to rule? This is what ruling is.
Seems like it was him.
It's ripping them out by the root one by one before they strangle you in your sleep.
I'm no king, but I think there's more to ruling than that.
I don't care. It's all fallen on me.
As has Jamie repeatedly, according to Stannis.
Yeah. No, he didn't.
Emotional damage.
Yeah.
Back when you ripped my mother open on your way out of her and she bled to death. For the sake of you.
She's saying that's the joke.
There's no bigger joke in the world than that.
No, you fucking your brother is definitely a bigger joke. Like, he couldn't control that. You can control fucking your brother. Like, for sure. So you're a joke.
She cut deep though, right? Like, I mean, like I just went through like two opposite emotions in the last 30 seconds. I was just like, oh, and then I was like, oh. I guess.
The Lord of Life shines through you, young warrior.
The mac and cheese is on the top shelf. Get it on your way out. We're gonna have some later.
That was the end of the episode? Oh my god, dude. What the fuck?
Game of Thrones Season 2, Episode 2. First, what did you think about the episode? I'm curious.
I was expecting to go a little bit longer. I mean, it was a good episode. They gave us a lot of information on character plot lines and what they're trying to do, you know, with Stannis and how he feels about everything that's going on. You know, they kind of show us at the end that, like, Jon, as much as Lord Commander was like, you need to be a follower to be a leader, Jon was kind of more like, I'm gonna, like, he's very independent in what he's doing. He's very just, I'll argue that. For right now, he's very just.
You could argue like his father.
Yeah, he's very Ned Starkish, where it's like, you know, you can see the resemblance in how he is. They're telling him, dude, just follow. But he's, you know, he sees this guy carrying away a baby. He's like, what is he doing? Gets knocked out at the end because of it.
I'm curious. Okay, so what do you think about Arya and Gendry or Gendry? You guys will correct me.
So
what do you think about that?
I think that this relationship, if it's not a relationship, is definitely like,
she's like, I don't know, 12 or
back in the day. It doesn't matter.
I don't know. Well,
they're creating a friendship. They're creating a friendship where I think they're going to be able to kind of convey their feelings in situations that they weren't able to convey to anybody else because they were scared of the repercussions, if that makes sense. Whereas, we
know that Gendry knows that Arya
she's
is
a Stark now.
Stark, yeah, exactly. And Arya knows that Gendry had a contact with her father right before he
and
died.
had a reason for them to be looking for him. It's important. So I think that they're developing a relationship of trust where it's like, we're both outlaws right now. Both people that are hunting.
Right.
But we need to do our best to protect each other, which is going to create like a duo type of thing where they're trying to avoid confrontation or trying to help each other get out of these confrontations at all costs.
If we moved on to Tyrion now kind of inserting himself as Hand of the King, how do you think that's going to play out?
So that's interesting because, Tywin's still out in battle, but Tyrion's really inserting himself. He's really taking steps to be like, I'm still like, listen, regardless if I'm Hand of the King or not, I'm his placement right now. So I'm going to exert my forces where I see fit. He's smart. He's funny, but I think he's a little cocky. And I think that he's eventually going to overstep his bounds.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him overstep his bounds because he's stepping in the lines right now where he can say stuff without anything being punishable, but that's because Tywin's not there. Like, they don't have a replacement for him besides Tywin's out to battle.
So you don't think that he'll be possibly successful in what he's doing and maybe
I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say he won't. I'm not going to say he's going to succeed or not succeed. I think that he's dancing on a fine line, and I got to see more before I can make that judgment of, is he going to succeed? Because he's smart. He's smart. He knows how to step these bounds. He knows how to poke where he needs to, and he's gathering information throughout the whole thing. As he's saying these things, all he's doing is gathering information. If people are confirming it or denying it, it's like it's really just confirming information that he needs.
Now, Theon goes back to the Iron Islands where he's from, and he tries to deliver a message, from Robb to the king and says, come be our ally and we will, make you rightful king again. What do you think is going on with Theon? He just found out that his sister was that girl and that his sister is now kind of the one who his father is looking at as like a predecessor or whatnot. So what do you think is going to happen there? What do you think Theon is just going to go back home? Like, how do you think Theon is going to handle that kind of situation?
I don't think he's going to be that accepting of it. I think he's going to, here's the thing. He might try to combat it, but it's like, to me, the only option is like trial by combat, maybe like for him to argue that, but you could lose that and that could take that out. Like, what I'm saying? I think Theon's going to maybe accept his loss on that end, and they might just attempt to do a full takeover. Their best
what do you mean a full takeover? Like, you think Theon's going to go back to Robb and try to take
Robb
over?
and them are going to be like, then we need to. Here's the thing: is like you gotta understand, Robb right now is attempting to be the king of the North. He's attempting to be a king, and you know what? 99%. I mean, in history, how many civilizations have you heard of where they're like, "Hey, we're taking you over," and they're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, no, fine." You know what I'm saying? Like, it never goes that easy. I could see a battle occurring between Robb.
Well, here's the problem with the battle. There's a chance that he's going to lose men, and he's also going to be killing men that he could eventually would have had to take over. But it's possible.
Here's my only argument. And in all those cases where someone goes to battle with somebody, right? They are at risk of losing men. They are at risk of losing men they could have. However, by doing so, they also are gaining whatever allies they conquered. So, someone like, like the Roman Empire and stuff, they were back in the day, this is like history, back in the day, like Julius Caesar, when he was taking over these civilizations, it's like, I know I'm going to lose men. I know they're going to lose men that I could have. However, whatever allies they have, they're more likely going to serve me because at the end of the day, back in those times, it's, oh, you took over who was serving us, then you're strong. Listen, if you're serving a civilization or, a leader, you assume that they're stronger than you. So if someone can overtake that leader, you're going to assume that if they're that strong, then there's no way. Like, what I'm saying? It creates there's levels to it. So, I'm not saying the battle is super likely or unlikely. However, if it does occur, there's benefits to it. Even though he's going to lose his men or lose their men, he's going to gain allies that he didn't have, most likely. So, I mean,
Yeah, fair point. We didn't see much of Dany. We did see that one of her riders that went out came back, but beheaded.
Yeah.
and she's gonna kind of throw one of those funerals so that he can, ride in the afterlife or whatnot with for his woman. I wonder what you think that means for them. What do you think that's going to?
I think that's
entail?
just like I mean, at the end of the day, it's a show. It's a series. I think that's like going to be I think that's supposed to like, create like the suspense of like, ooh, like they went one way. Okay. They ain't got nothing. But I mean, we don't know. Game of Thrones is unpredictable. I didn't think Ned Stark was going to get killed and he got beheaded. So, for all intents and purposes, we might see both the other riders come back beheaded with just their horses. We might see one come back being like, there's a city here. It could be a trap. Like there's layers to it.
Do you think that's a dead end?
Point blank period. I think that was proving like, you know what, going there is a death sentence. And it kind of, as much as she risked a soldier for it, it's kind of a smart play because, you're kind of scouting the area. Now you're risking a man for it, but it's like, she just found out, okay, I can't go that way. Because if she went there, now imagine she went there with everybody. They might have all got slaughtered. That's the end of the story.
And smart.
So we're gonna see. I mean, I'm interested to see the other riders come back. Seems like they set up camp and they're kind of waiting, being patient, waiting for the other riders to come back. I'd be curious to see what decision they'd make if one of the riders doesn't come back in a reasonable amount of time. Do they go that way because they think that maybe he found an oasis and stayed, or like maybe they just find like he wrote the ends of time and that's just like he never survived coming back because there's nothing.
It's
like,
possible.
So.
What are your thoughts? I'm really curious about your thoughts on Sir Davos. And Sir Davos is, kind of Stannis's like right-hand man, the one who got the guy who wants to F Cersei. He went and got him for his ships and whatnot. How do you feel about him? Do you like him? Do you dislike him?
I don't have any opinion on him. I think if I had to make a quick assumption of him, I wouldn't give a shit what he says. He is a pirate, and pirates in history and all that stuff they're out for themselves. Doesn't matter.
Not the dude who wants to F Cersei, but the guy who retrieved him. The one who said, Stannis is my only god. There's no, he's king. There's no other god. That's Sir Davos.
I'd be wrong to trust him, in my opinion. Okay. Trusting anybody in the show is like, you're rolling the dice because these people will say that they'll swear by somebody through thick and thin, and then they'll violate them at the very end. I'm not saying, Sir Davos is an interesting character. I do want to see a little bit more of him before I can make like a just assumption of how he's gonna act. However, he seems loyal to Stannis. He seems like he wants to be on his side and help him. But at the end of the day, at the tip of a hat, we could see him turn around and kill Stannis. It's like,
speaking of Stannis and trust, do you trust the red woman? The woman who unclothed herself for Stannis and they got it on. What do you think her angle is? Do you think she's actually on?
No, I think she's out for herself. I don't believe that she's anywhere near just for him. I think that she's, she has her own plans. What they are, I can't tell you because I don't have enough information. However, what I've learned from this show so far is that, 9 times out of 10, someone that says that they're loyal and they're willing to do anything for that person is that they're willing to do anything for that person until it hinders what they want to do. I mean, she was able to convince him to burn the old gods, to convert.
Well, she seems pretty hung up on the Lord of Light. So
if Stannis disagrees, it's like, okay, but does she manage to convince all of Stannis' men to be under the Lord of Light? And now do they view him as a traitor or view him as untrustworthy? Now, or is she the leader? Listen, it's like there's layers to it every time, bro. It's like,
yeah, fair. Now, lastly, we saw Craster drop off his son, and John was following it, and something picked up his son. And then John got knocked out. Do you have any idea of what that might have been? What's in store for the son?
I'm wondering. Here's my thing: I'm wondering at first I was like, was it Nightwalker or whatever?
A White Walker?
White Walker, Nightwalker, White Walker. I'm like, but like, if they eat humans, it's like, a baby is not going to provide much for that. But is it a bargaining tool for the leader to tell, I assume at the end of the day, I know that there's, again, guys, like I know very bare minimum of this show. I do know that there's like a leader of the White Walkers. I know the Frost King, something, whatever. I can't remember his name. If he's bargaining with that said leader, that could be enough reason for the leader to be like, relax. Because White Walkers, as far as they can't die by anything but fire. So I doubt starvation is going to kill them. That's not something that, and that would be the only thing that makes sense for me to gamble with because you're in the north, right?
Why would going through what you're asking, why would that even be a bargaining tool? What would he
keeps him away from his men and where he's staying?
No, in your scenario, the baby is a bargaining tool for the White Walkers or the king. Why? What do the White Walkers have to gain out of that? What does the baby do for them?
A soldier, if they need it to be, if it grows up. I mean, food. It can be a couple different things. It can't be. That's my thing. Is like it's not like a man. Like a man would make more sense for me to be a bargaining tool with it. Because a full grown man is like it's a soldier now, like easily you can give it a sword and just have it and turn to a White Walker. And now it's a soldier. A baby doesn't supply much food resource, so it's like I don't know. I just know that he gave it to something, and it's clearly something he gave it to give himself some breathing room to be like, all right, cool, we gave it this, and John made a perfect question in the beginning of the episode. He said, what does he do with his sons? Because there's no way you're always having daughters.
Right.
And if he has several wives, you can assume he's having intercourse with all of them. You can assume that you're assuming more than just one is having children, getting pregnant. But there's got to be some sort of level of bargaining with that because, human gestation is 9 months. You're telling me one baby is serving 9 months of whatever gambling tool. So that's where it's like it gets stuck with me. I'm like, what could he be gambling, or what is the bargaining chip of that? Because 9 months to wait for just one child, that doesn't seem like resourceful for whatever.
Well, I mean, if he's got multiple of them, having babies.
But even then, let's say he even has 5. It's like even if you have one it's like if you get each one pregnant 5 months straight, it's like, dude, there's going to be a point where it's the gap is too large. You would need at least you would need 12. You need 12 wives and get them pregnant each month for it to be a consistent monthly bargaining tool.
Yeah, and even then, it's
not great. It's not great.
Right.
So there's something that we're missing, but I'm interested to see what it is.
Yeah. All right. That was Game of Thrones Season 2, Episode 2. If you guys liked what you were watching, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to stay tuned for more. It would be greatly appreciated. If you want to watch our full-length reactions, you can check that out over on Patreon. There should be later episodes available as well if you want to go get ahead from YouTube. And also Zay has a Twitch, which I'll let him talk about.
Yeah. Follow me on Twitch, Defy Zay. That's DEIFIED Zay. Cam and I right now we're doing, it's probably over. Well, it might not be over right now. Right now we're doing playthroughs. We're doing It Takes Two. That's what we're playing through right now. We're going to try to add another day in to get more games in, but Cam and I are going to be doing playthroughs, zombies, all that type of stuff. Feel free to hop in the stream. It's perfect time to ask us questions, engage with us. I'm always watching the chat. We have a couple people that are active chatting. So, we love everyone engaging with us, asking us questions, suggesting shows to watch. And, it's always a fun time with Cam and I. It Takes Two is, it's something I'm going to be uploading the playthroughs on my YouTube eventually. Sooner than later, hopefully. So that will be something
link will
to keep
be in the
out.
description as well for anybody who's curious.
Yes.
So yeah, go ahead and click those links. Check us out. We appreciate you guys for being here, and we will catch you in the next one. Peace.
Last episode was like a minute 5 or an hour 5.
I think it was 101. I could be wrong. Excuse me, guys. I just burped in your faces, which is rude of me.